Hello. We back now? Only on YouTube? I can fix that. Watch me fix that with ease. There we go. And we're back. There we go. Hurts, Cyberwitch Lexi. Did you just beat the final boss? Yep. But that's not the final boss, you know? Sorry for the upset, guys. For some strange reason, I really don't know why this is the case, but for some fucking reason, the, It used to not be like this. When OBS fucks up now and the stream cuts off, it doesn't reconnect. And what's more, when I end the stream, it ends the YouTube stream as well. It, like, in two different ways it made this process worse. It used to not be like that. Fuck you. Super obnoxious. So wait, why does the Soul of Cinder try to keep you from the fire anyway? Because it's angry? That's actually the reason. There's probably some, like, prove your worth element to the Soul of Cinder, but I think for the most part it's legitimately just because all of the souls who ever linked the flame are alive inside the first flame, and because all of those souls are warriors, I mean, of course, they all had to get there, they have a naturally antagonistic disposition towards your arrival there. Yeah, they're all on fire forever. It hurts. It burns. Itai. If someone believes women should be feminine, are they bad anarchists? Yes, chairs and stools. Are you kidding me? The point of anarchism is to reduce unjust hierarchy. If you want to be an anarchist, but you nonetheless support the idea that people should be or act a certain way because of their gender, yeah, I would say that does definitely make you a bad anarchist. You're not really following through on the ideological tradition adherent to anarchism. So, for the reason why we're currently in a big, snowy bank, would marriage be abolished in an anarchist society? As a legal construct? Almost certainly. The reason we're in a big, snowy bank is because we just defeated the final boss of the base game. So, androcentric anarchism? What? No, we don't want men having to act the way men typically act either. People should just be able to act however they want, given they're not hurting other people. I don't think so, Kenjin. I think that's a very, very just expression of power. Gender lets me feel good sometimes, though. Then you can do those things if you want. I'm not saying if you're a girl, you can't be girly. Google androcentrism, men can move freely? Okay. Have a good one, Cyber Goddess. Anyway, we defeated the final boss of the base game. This is the first downloadable content, the first added area, called Ashes of Ariandel. Who here was around 3-4 streams ago when we went to the Cathedral of the Deep and touched a scrap of cloth that was handed to us by a small, worn man in a red cloak? We are now there. We are in a different, not just place and time, but a different world than we were before. Tremendous magic was used to paint this world into existence. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much, Kenshin. What's your opinion on social monarchism? I mean, I love being told that I'm king shit, so maybe I'm in favor of it? I don't know. You know I'd be there, woke scolds who think you're a Nazgul? Yeah, there are probably people who think I'm a Nazgul. Can't fix everyone. Pessimist with the $5. It's teriyaki time? I hope so. Oh, you mean for you, not for me? Because I haven't eaten today. With the depression, I've had, like, no appetite. It's fucking crazy. I just can't bring myself to eat. I can't do it. I think these are the most normal-looking enemies I've seen. Yes! Do you know why, Kenjin? Because we're outside the cycle right now. These are just wolves. Did the Nazguls get you? Why are we talking about Nazguls so much? What's going on? Something was breathing fire earlier? Ah, Ghostly Nova, pay better attention. That was a person literally breathing fire. He had a torch in front of his face and he was blowing into it. It wasn't magic. Now, there are people here who know magic, mind you, but the world of Dark Souls has always had magic in it. This just doesn't have the cycle of light and dark. Find me an eclipse in the sky. Oh, it would have How to Bake Souffle. I just need to look at it. In fact, we'll catch up on these donos once I make sure I'm not about to be eaten by wolves. Yes? Hold that thought. Are we good? Do you believe the social benefits of marriage should be dissolved? Not the social benefits, but the legal benefits. I have not heard of anything called post-consciousness. Cute. I'll be careful. Chad, look. GF is making these cute little clay goats, see? They're not done, obviously, but... Are they edible? They are not edible. No! No harm, no foul. She doesn't have to know. They killed them.
That's okay.
They look fine.
Well, they're not done, so it's not like it matters. Mostly, I hope you didn't get hit out.
I do not know.
Fine.
Well, you do what you can. Caster with the $1, loving the gameplay. Would you ever play Code Vein? It's basically anime Dark Souls. I might. I am aggressively put off by the anime look, but I am not at all opposed to it conceptually. Let me go over the donos that I've missed, huh? That sounds like fun. Alright. Caius, the $1. What's your favorite Dark Souls 3 ending? Mine is the secret ending within the true ending, the one for terrible people. You mean where you usurp the Age of Dark, or where you kill the Firekeeper, or... For me, my favorite ending is the one that you get at the end of the DLCs. The one where you create a cold, dark, and kindly place for man. That's my favorite ending. It doesn't get better for me than that. That is a very fitting ending to Dark Souls for me. David Colton with the $2. Thank you. Thanks for having a good voice to fall asleep to, comrade. I don't know if my streams are typically calm enough to warrant falling asleep to, but I'm delighted you enjoy them. Sake Tanuki with the $5. Carter was the least violent of American presidents, but he did change things which I think would certainly fall under Nuremberg provisions, from Noam Chomsky. Oh, did things, which I certainly think would fall under those provisions. Yeah, well... I mean, I guess it counts for something to be the least violent war criminal, right? You know, if Bernie Sanders becomes president, he's also going to become one. It's almost certain. Sake Tanuki with the $5. Thank you, comrade. If mermaids have scales like fish, why do their tails go up and down like water mammals, not side to side like fish? I never even knew the tail direction changed myself, actually. Either fix the tail orientation or lose the scales. Also, wouldn't they lay eggs? Sex with mermaids leaves a lot to be desired. I'm pretty sure you can still fuck a cloaca, comrade. Can't say I've had the delight myself of fucking an orifice that is meant for sex, shitting, and egg laying, but it could be fun. It's probably tight. How to bake souffle with the $5. Thank you. Just got art done of my Draenei Shaman today, and I couldn't be happier with it. Take my money to fund the revolution in Minecraft. Thank you. Minecraft is ideally where we would like the revolution to be, I think. Thank you very much, comrade. I'm really glad you enjoy the art. And there we go. We caught it with donos. Look at that. Thought on Stefan Molyneux's Taylor Swift tweet? We probably shouldn't be giving him attention. I didn't see Winston. Raging Red Fox, yeah. Most of the hollowed are so... For two reasons. For one, most of the hollowed are, there's no point fighting these trees. Most of the hollowed are at this point have lost their minds to the extent that they can't really, like, search out the painted world. Keep in mind, the only scrap of the painting that it currently exists is a tiny little scrap that was being held by Gale. There's not like this big mecca that people can go to. That one man is carrying the only portal left to this world. And there are problems with this world that we will soon see and explore and examine. Please click please, bro? Fine, but only because it's you, comrade. Hand over the eggs, Taylor. I don't like it. I don't like it. But also, if you're hollowed and you come to this place, you don't unhollow. It doesn't, like, fix you in that respect. But in regards to goodness me. In regards to Stefan Molyneux, he was trolling, guys. Stefan Molyneux is legitimately insane, but he's also trying to broker public attention by being deliberately creepy. That's why he talked about Taylor Swift's fucking ovaries and egg count, and then added a little smiley face at the end. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to get people's attention so that when they get irritated with him, he can jump back and go, "Oh, what? It's... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was, unacceptable to talk about facts, like the fact that her eggs are running loose, and so on and so forth." It's just an attention bid. That's why he acted so deliberately creepy. So I want to clarify. Stefan Molyneux is legitimately insane. I actually genuinely believe he's mentally compromised. However, he was being deliberately creepy there. Good night, Asterism Alex. I've had people try to argue Stefan Molyneux wasn't right-wing. Well, listen, post-fact era. Are you familiar with the theory of post-gender? Probably, but you'd have to describe it to me before I know. Yeah, Stefan Molyneux is a philosopher who has written absolutely no credited publications and doesn't engage with academia in the slightest. And his philosophy consists of making 4-hour videos where he talks about how the latest Disney blockbuster is about how the world hates men. Yeah, we know. Who are the soldiers you're fighting? These were, Wait, there's actually a very specific lore for these guys. They're not just random soldiers. I actually forget where they're from specifically. Holy shit, Kiefer, I'm sorry to hear you've been in the hospital. What's wrong? How do you play Dark Souls 3? You buy Dark Souls 3, and then you play it. Glad you liked it, Class Consciousness. Oh, Larry, dude. The dono went through, I just haven't checked it yet. Ah, that's right, the reserve army for the Farron Legion. The Farron Legion, remember? Farron Keep, we went there, there were dudes with big, like, big fat, like, sort of beehive heads that spewed poison. They would run around in the swamp. Do you recall that? Of course you do. Well, anyway, these folks are a regiment from that place that did not succumb to the Dark Horde of Corruption because they were caught in the painting and therefore insulated from exposure to the horrors and the magic of the main world. I don't know how they got here, mind you. Did they come along with Arienda? Enerby, I think that even in this place, those creatures do come back to life, even though they are not hollowed the way that the legions of the Undead Farron Keep are. Because there are bonfires here, which suggests that there is some tie to the natural order. Why are they hollowed then? It's possible they're hollowed, but they aren't as corrupt. Hollowing can happen much earlier than the degree of physical corruption they were experiencing at Farron Keep. Now, the question I don't know is, canonically, do bonfires exist here, and do creatures with the dark sign still link themselves to the flame? Or is that only a gameplay contrivance to keep up the way in which you, the player, resurrected this world? And I'm not actually sure what the answer is. Gameplay? A nice funny rhetorician. Hell yeah. Big boy. Oh yeah. Are you gonna read donos after the stream? No, I'll read them in like 5 minutes, comrade. No worries. I just check them when I have a free moment. I am caught at all times in the balance between respecting those who donate to me and providing entertaining content for those who do not. And for those who do, frankly. Okay, I need to kill the... Thank you, Jesus. Wait, chill the fuck out? Wait. Yeah, go. Fuck off. He'll come back. Keyford, I'm delighted you're enjoying the stream, but I'm terribly sorry, comrade. I can't personally advertise your PayPal. I do wish you the best of luck, but having experienced this before, we can go down a really bad road if people can just, like, ask to have their PayPals advertised on stream. You're free to post it and talk about it if you like. I won't stop you from doing that. But as a, but as a streamer, like, you can go down some real shitty paths, if you allow for that sort of thing. It's just a scaling thing. I do hope you're well, though. Nope. These dudes have the wonkiest fucking attack patterns, I swear. You said the world was dark and gray before the first flame? Yeah, there was the world of the dragons. There was no... All we know is what's told sort of allegorically to us, but there was no light, no dark, no heat, no cold, no light, no, like, there's no... Like, all of the binaries of the world were brought about by the first flame. Before that, it was just, gray. Yeah, fire. Yeah, fire brought disparity essentially. Oh, Kiefer, I took a break from Spyro because I think doing 3 back-to-back like children's games might be a little bit much. I gotta intersperse them with this high-quality content. Why do you run around with so many souls? Non-authority at this point, this isn't even like a huge number. But, probably a little irresponsible. Okay, there's a fucking archer up in that tower who wants to snipe us. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid the Copa ruling. That's what I'm trying to do. When will you write a book? Probably not. Ever. Ah, shit. That far back, huh? Yeah, probably not authority. I'll try to be more careful, Dad. Look, you can even see the fucking archers up there. Dude, you haven't played Spyro in like a week? Yeah, because I've been playing Dark Souls. I hadn't played Dark Souls in like a year. Oh, possibly, Gyro. The reason bosses don't respawn is because you take their literal soul. They can't come back because you're holding them. Oh, that's a fair point, true. You do take their literal soul. There are some other enemies that won't respawn after killed, even though you don't take their soul, but that can probably be explained more for gameplay reasons than it can story reasons. Of course, technically, we do take souls from even regular enemies we kill. That's what the meter down there in the bottom right is. Do you ever think you'd do community events like host gaming servers? I might. You have to understand, pretty much all ideas sound miserable to me right now because of the depression. If you want, like, firm enthusiasm on stuff to do in the future, this is not the time to do it. Anytime I think of, doing things, I despair. Go! Oh, nearly knocked him off. You know, I feel like I'm not being given very much room to maneuver in this physical space. The shields these guys use regenerate HP. Holy shit, yes they do. Goodbye! Oh! Oh! Okay. Well, you know... If he didn't Byzantine Dark Wraith, then there's probably no harm in pretending that he did. Hold on. Larry Dude with the $1, thank you! What are your thoughts on Gab banning porn and now trying to appeal to the Catholic Chuds? It's the Fuentes crowd they're trying to appeal to, mostly. I actually plan on talking about that in my next, politics stream. It's very amusing to me. I'll definitely be going over it. What do I think on it? I mean, it's obvious, right? They claim to be pro-free speech. They're obviously not. They're just pro-right-leaning speech. But the hypocrisy has been laid bare many times before this, so it feels almost like a joyless accusation. Vice 1980s with the $10 Canadian, thank you. What is your opinion on manspreading? Oh, and you donated another $5 afterwards for it. Thank you very much, comrade. On like the act of manspreading, probably not a huge deal. You know, sometimes dudes are inconsiderate and like spread their legs really far open on public transport, like more far than is necessary to give your dick and balls some room. But it was never really an issue. And I'm sorry for all the 2015 dudes out there who are getting saddled with that faux feminist horse shit 24/7 because it ended up, like, taking the public by storm. And Joshua Giddens with the $5. Thank you. What's your hot take on Death Grips and MC Ride? I have no fucking idea what MC Ride is at all. Not even close. As for Death Grips, I know the Guillotine song, and that's about it. I'm sorry, comrade. I just don't know that much. Oh, Roovmoo. That's completely true. I definitely should. I completely forgot to. Yeah, no, true, Larry. Yeah, you never should. Gonna get overwhelmed by wolves here. Liberal BuzzFeed feminism is so trashy it actively damages the left. Yeah, you mean like how fucking which site was it? The Gawker that had the Hulk Hogan sex tape, and they're all like, "Hey guys, revenge porn against girls is bad. Don't use nudes of others without their consent." And then when Hulk Hogan demanded they take down the sex tape, they said no. Holy shit. The fucking hypocrisy. Yeah, and it led to them going out of business, which they fucking deserved. What debate do you think you did best in? In terms of optics, the Jesse Lee Peterson discussion was probably the best one I've yet had, in my opinion. I think I really handled the situation very well. In terms of like real debate, like real antagonistic debate. My discussion with Hunter Avalon was really good. There was one Nazi who my discussion with was really good as well. I forget what the name of the YouTube video was. But that discussion went really well. Oh, Hypocrites discussion was pretty fucking fun too. But that debate didn't really like require much of me, you know. All I had to do was like sit there and not act as stupid as him. Blair White? The Blair White discussion was a waste of time. Oh, thank you, Rockcone. I appreciate it. I had no idea. Ow! Have I ever been to the eastern part of the state? It's a hellhole, so? Eastern part of Washington? No, I haven't. Sorry, I still think of myself as someone who lives in California. Not now, Island Cole. Oh, true. The Jesus is Lord discussion was also a fucking waste of time. Let's try not to lose our souls now. Oh, the Killstream discussion was also really good. Thanks for pointing that out. Not so much a debate, more of a rhetorical exercise. Where you live now? I live in Washington. Because I feel like there are like three types of conversations that I have, you know, in those spaces. One of them is debates. That's your kind of like your discussion with Hunter Avalon, the Nazis that I debated, that sort of thing. I guess even maybe Jesse Lee Peterson, because that was framed as a debate. Then you have your just fair discussions, like when I'm just talking with somebody, you know, things aren't really that antagonistic. Really? That's the angle you shot that arrow at, huh? That's exactly where it came from. Not gonna go off the edge? Fine. I should be able to parry that axe, right? I've answered my question. As a general rule, if you don't intimately know the timings of an enemy, you don't want to attempt to parry attacks where they swing their arm back the wrong direction. So when if they have the right arm up and they pull their arm back like this, it's usually pretty easy to see when they're going to swing around because you have all the time from their hand being back here to it being over here for them to hit you. But if they do this, where they cross it in front of them, their arm is also usually a hurt box, meaning that the moment their attack begins, which is hard to determine the timing of, you would need to begin your parry. It's usually much easier to parry what I would call standard thrown attacks. But there are regular discussions, like, for example, the discussion I had with that Von Panderklay guy, the discussion I had with the very nice Christian minister dude. That was a good discussion. But then there are just like the shit-flinging chud fests, you know? Just like the obnoxious, over-the-top, hyperbolic, like the I Hypocrite debate, or the Jesus is Lord thing, or frankly, the Sargon debate for the first 30 minutes of it. The first 30 minutes and the last 15 minutes of the Sargon debate were just shit-flinging. I think the middle chunk of the Sargon debate was a normal debate where I outperformed him pretty consistently. Kiefer, I might do it tomorrow, I might not. I don't know. I've been pretty depressive lately, so the idea of doing a politics stream tomorrow sounds exhausting. What are your thoughts on the people who think stupid is a slur? I think they're free to use or not use whatever language they would choose, and recognize that from a practical perspective, the goal of trying to keep people from saying the word stupid is fucking impossible, and they probably shouldn't waste their time and emotional energy on it. Any thoughts on Kyle Kalinske? I mean, he seems like a cool duderino, right? I don't watch his content that much. I don't have time to watch much political content these days. Thank you, Byzantine Dark Wraith. It's just how bipolar disorder is. Oh yeah, then Anton, I'm a gender abolitionist, so that would fit with what I believe in. Crack Rock Steady with the $5, thank you! You should check out this Afrocentrist anti-vax scam artist named Ankheru. His YouTube is Vegan Choice Foods. He's a scam sick people into buying his pills and seaweed. He also fetishizes black women. Ew. Hold on, Vegan Choice Foods. I'm actually curious. Vegan Choice Foods. Look at that, it's me. Oh, the Milo interview with Fuentes. Oh my god. I gotta go over that too. Vegan Choice Foods and Herbs, I assume?
Dr. Sebi is a pathologist.
Yep, this looks like it would be it. Unfortunately, comrade, this isn't the type of content that I can really respond to. It's short and punchy, which is in my favor, but if we're dealing with stuff like nutrition or medical science, I am not comfortable giving my opinion on these subjects. Even if he does like some weird Afro fetishization stuff. Also, his channel is quite small, and I don't want to risk giving him too much attention. The only time I ever feel comfortable going over small channels' videos and responding to those is when I feel as though there's an instructive lesson that can be derived from it with no risk of me actually bolstering that person's public attention. Oh, funny rhetorician, the protests are millions of people strong. Of course, a couple of them are throwing around Trump flags. I don't think it's representative of the interests of the broader movement. I think any good leftist should have their eyes set on Hong Kong. You didn't realize how terrible Fuentes was? Fuentes is an open neo-Nazi. I mean, he lies in his videos and stuff, but he talks about the Jews, like, all the time. Whoa. He talks about the Jews and how he doesn't want interracial marriage, and I feel like he pushes, like, all the positions you'd expect. Haha, thanks, the tier 1 sub, thank you! Trump officially declaring all Jews foreign nationals after already escaping camps and secret cops is nearly as cringe as the total absence of pushback from the libs. Amerifat, please reach out to your Jewish friend / nearest Bernie office. Yep, for those of you who didn't hear at the beginning of the stream, Trump is passing an executive order to make Judaism a nationality. Just think about that. Judaism, a nationality. See, I thought that people who were born in America who were Jewish were Americans. If they're something else, that kind of implies Jews aren't American, doesn't it? He's doing it to stifle free speech, too. This is being passed specifically so that the Department of Education is capable of withholding funding from universities that allow anti-Israel protests to take place. On their campus. Isn't it funny how Zionists and neo-Nazis want the exact same thing? Neo-Nazis and Zionists both want to conflate Judaism with a national identity. Zionists and neo-Nazis both want Judaism to be like an integral component of one's political identity in addition to their religious belief. And Zionists and neo-Nazis both like Trump. Just, it's really interesting. Netanyahu is a Holocaust revisionist and the Prime Minister of Israel. Never mind that he's engaged in like fucking hundreds of millions of dollars in bribery. No big deal, all par for the course. Remember, guys, to be pro-Israel is to be anti-Semitic. This is the take that I'm coming at from now on. From now on, if you're fucking pro-Israel, not even pro-Zionist, but pro-Israel, you are anti-Semitic. I'm taking it. Yep, sorry, funny rhetorician. You gotta go back, redline that shit. Hey, Larry, dude, have yourself a wonderful time, comrade, and thank you for the donation. I might get around to playing Halo one day. Vaush, explain? Explain what? Possibly Byzantine. So white nationalism is anti-white? No, not at all. Well, white nationalism ends up hurting white people, absolutely. I mean, nobody benefits from white nationalism, like, not even white people. They may think they do, may massage their egos for a little bit, but no, I'm not saying Zionism equals anti-Semitism. It means that every time you advocate for a group, you're actually anti that group. In the specific socio-political context of Zionist movements, particularly in regards to the political support they see today, to be a Zionist is to support policies and to support people and to support institutions that hurt Jews. Yes, most Zionists are Christian fundamentalists, and the only reason they're Zionists is because they believe that the Jews must have their homeland in order for the rapture to begin. They're fucking insane. Yes, funny rhetorician, it is very strange that the president is capable of doing that. Oh, haha, thanks, yeah, but that's always been the case. Do you see this pile right here? This one right here? I've never actually known how to get up there. Do you just jump from the roof? How do you get over there? I have no idea how you get onto this pile. What item is right there? What's the lore behind those giant flies? Ah! An excellent question that I would be happy to address. It has the crow rapier. There's a hidden path. Gotcha. I've never been on that hidden path. You see, the normal world in Dark Souls has a cycle of gray to light to dark. That's how it should have been, at least. Then the first flame was linked. Boy, you're loud. And then the first flame was linked and the cycle was all fucked up, but, you know, what are you gonna do? This is the painted world of Ariandel. Yeah, okay, Jesus. This is the painted world of Ariandel. This place is outside the cycle of the world outside. This is a pocket universe that's sustained by incredibly powerful magic. These guys are very loud, aren't they? These little fetus chickens. This place is sustained by incredibly powerful magic. And there's a cycle to this place as well. You see, this place can rot. This isn't the first painted world, not even close, but there can only be one at a time. The magic that allows for a painted world is singular, it's monolithic. Only one may exist at a given time. And after a painted world has existed for long enough, it begins to rot. It experiences the symptom of the rot. The world begins to... Well, I mean, look at this place. I mean, the sky looks fine, sort of, overcast. But look at this. This isn't normal. This isn't healthy. The world is rotting. And in this case, the reason why the world is... Look at this. These are maggot eggs. The reason the world is rotting is because another... yeah, this fucking Bloodborne enemy. Come at me. Can you parry this guy? Okay, yeah, these guys love their chopping. Whew, boy. Anyway, the reason this world is rotting is because its original painter, a man named Ariandel, who we will see fairly soon, has been convinced not to allow this world to move on. He's been convinced to allow this world to remain as it is and stagnate. And the reason for that is because we are not the first Ashen One to exist in this cycle. See, we're very cool and such, but there was a previous one. One called Lady Frida, another Ashen One who, rather than fulfill her duty to bring the Lords of Cinder back to link the First Flame, traveled to the painted world of Ariandel to stay here, to stay as a minister. She was one of the three... See, there's a lot of background lore to her. She was one of the three ladies, essentially, of an old cult of man, essentially. An old cult of darkness. I forget its name right now.
Oh, my.
I'm forgetting. She's one of three sisters. You meet another one. You meet another one inside Firelink Shrine. She tries to help you usurp the age of man. Whatever the case may be, she's come here and she's the Sable Church, that's right. She's come here and she's convinced Ariandel to not allow this world to move on, which is why it's rotting. She's the final boss of this expansion. It's implied, or at least suspected, that when Arya, the young, reptile-eyed, small girl with the white braid, paints the new painted world using the Dark Soul of Man, that world will not rot. Because it is sustained by a far more powerful magic. By the Dark Soul. Oh yes, bless the Cestus, that's right. Frida is one of the coolest bosses in the entire fucking Soulsborne series. Let's get some passive healing, albeit very little. We're going to bless our Cestus, which under normal circumstances would make it do a lot less damage. However, we don't use the Cestus for damage. We use it to parry. The benefit to having it blessed as such is that it gives us passive health regeneration. And there we go.
Pretty be careful.
Maybe, funny rhetorician. Exactly a girl, probably.
Ashen for me. Very well then.
Holy shit, Chrissy with the tier 4 sub. Thank you so much, comrade. That's really fucking kind of you. Thank you. Hitting me the fuck up with those dollary dues. Enjoy the beautiful yellow name for as long as that name actually remains yellow and isn't changed to another color that fits better with the color scheme that I prefer. Hey, listen, Chappie. Brain memory and hand memory are two very, very different things. What does the Firekeeper see with the eyes that you can give her? Firekeepers are prohibited from seeing because when they see... a Firekeeper is a very special designation. Have a good sleep, Novatera. When a Firekeeper sees with their eyes, they see visions of the end of the world, of the dark souls of man. They see visions of the dark age of man, which they are sort of existentially obligated to prevent. They're Firekeepers, after all. Their job is to keep the First Flame linked. So when you give her those eyes, she sees visions of the Age of Dark. It makes her very unhappy and she asks you to kill her, because she will come back without the eyes, which are not natural to her. The Corvus Knight works for the Lady of the Sable Church and will also seek to kill these rotted ones. See, they also want this world to be born anew. These little fish things, these little bird fetus creatures. This world has been rotting for a very, very long time. Uncountable centuries or millennia. And there's a saying here, a prophecy. that for this world to be reborn, Ash must arrive and show the Lady Flame. We arrived to fulfill that prophecy. Have a good one, Kenjin. Yeah, it's two ashes must show Ariandel Flame, which we do. We're the one ash, and the other is the Lady of the Sabled Church, Frida. And in our conflict, we show him Flame. How does one become a Firekeeper? I have no idea. I don't know if there's like a process, or if it's something you're born with, like it's a gift, or if it's an honorary title bestowed upon you by a religious organization. I have no idea. Keyford, I personally have grown fine with the punishment for deaths in the Souls game. I've never felt they were too punishing or unfair personally, but I understand why they would put some people off. Oh, meant to jump that. I don't think you can. Never mind. Anyone who bonds with a bonfire to make sure it stays lit is a Firekeeper? I see. Why is the Corvian Knight killing the Corvians here? It's not like they have the power to burn the painting even if they want to. I think, and I could be wrong on this one. Jesus. I think they're just trying to keep things secure, basically. That we see these Corvians, but there are probably hundreds or thousands of them that every time they come back, get up to storm the church, to try and bring flame to Ariandel. By culling their numbers here. By culling their numbers here, the likelihood of that happening is much lesser. With that being said, these creatures have also quite clearly hollowed. So, they could just be mad. That's true, non-authority. I feel like the requirements to be a Firekeeper are different in this game, though, because the Firekeeper in this game is A, one of many Firekeepers who are all wear the same things and are blind, and B, because her job is to specifically look over Firelink's shrine to watch over and wait for the Lords of Cinder to come back to link the first flame. This isn't just some random bonfire. She's in charge of the bonfire that is meant to be kept to facilitate the continuation of the world. Whereas the Dark Moon Knight just kind of had a fire she liked, you know? Stolen Coil I did. I think I accidentally skipped the dialogue. Stefan Molyneux already looks like he's hollowed. Yeah, exactly, non-authority. She's not just a regular Firekeeper, she has a greater obligation to the world than that. What's my opinion on torture from a consequentialist perspective? I don't like it. Torture's bad. If you could somehow I did not play Demon's Souls. If you could somehow torture a person and get from them some tremendously useful information that can save the lives of many others, you could argue this a legitimate thing, sure. But the issue is, information gotten from torture is useless. People will say anything to end physical pain. Anything at all. And what's more, 99.99999, basically every single time torture is used by a government, it's not being done to extract information, it's being done to punish prisoners. Whether they be prisoner of war, whether they be, suspected terrorists, so on and so forth, they're never, trying to get something. You know? A lot of people, I blame 24 for this, and I actually unironically believe that 24 substantially worsened general political discourse in this country. Big time, you know? Because now there are a fuck ton of people wandering around who actually believe that there are noble badasses out there that are, torturing to save the bomb's ticking in New York, buddy. We've got 6 hours to disarm the fuse and only you've got the code. 24? The TV series 24, you fucking idiots! Yeah. Have you guys never seen... Guys, with Jack Bauer? 24. Oh my god, there were 10 seasons of 24? '24 was also, 24 was also, there we go.
How do we know this?
Live Faheen in the photo. Given that would last for years.
24? The 24 is shit, yeah. But the reason, there were two big, like, decisions they made for 24 that made it stand out amongst other TV shows. For one, 24 takes place in real time. Each season would like go over second by second what happens during a given time period. Like, there wouldn't be cuts or skips. Oh, there would be, but it would be kept mostly to a minimum. You're following, like, the second-by-second events of a particularly dramatic series of events. Usually, like, a whole season is just, like, one event or, like, one threat that's dragged out over the course of you know, an entire series. Oh, definitely, Winston. That's one, and also because they had this parallel narrative thing going on, they did this visual thing where, like, they would show two different things happening at once in, like, boxes on the screen, and sometimes it'd be 3 or even 4. So it'd be like, as Jack Bauer is interrogating the prisoner, Michelle Denise in Washington is calling the State Department to make sure that the bombers are ready to clear to nuke Washington before the double nuke in Washington can activate and kill the president, as we zoom in on the president, who's now the third box on the screen, who is boarding Air Force One, following the, like, it's that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, Michelle Denise, you know how it'd be. Everyone falls for it once, drunk nihilism. God, I am so tired. Sorry, we're past the link time, Plumby. Sorry, Caius. I'm on the warpath now. It's not happening. Can I post YouTube links in chat? Oh yeah, you can. Just don't expect me to watch them. Very much mood dependent. Guys, look. It's another fucking Corvus night. Get down, you stupid fucking jabroni. Yeah, why not? Glad to hear it, Plumby. Nice kill. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that myself, actually. Anything new with Lily Orchard? Nah, Lily Orchard will never debate me. There's not in a million years will Lily Orchard debate me. That's true, Winston. That is true. Look at this little gem lizard. Do I like pranks? Nah, I don't like pranks at all. I'm fucking autistic, dude. I don't like that shit at all. Being surprised by someone? I don't get anything from that. Okay, again, keep in mind, I'm like hella fucking depressive right now. The idea of being pranked right now sounds like some friendship ruining stuff, okay? I might be more amicable to the idea when I feel better. Yeah, Lily doesn't debate the alt-right. That's why we're not debating this fucking socialist. If I hate pranks, does that make me autistic? Yes. Hating pranks means that you are autistic. That is true. That's true. That is true. What feeds into my depression? It's a chemical thing. Nice try, Mako, but I can see my own stream on the right monitor. Purely? Yeah, it really is a chemical thing for me. I'm not joking when I say that. Sometimes it just happens. I have no control over it. It's kind of scary. Got me, Mako. There's a finicky way to do this. No, I've not done the champion grave tender yet. That is not the way we want to go in. Am I taking mood stabilizers? Yes, I take lithium. But lately I feel that's not enough. There's another one in here. Yep. Yes?
I wanted to show you my sheep.
Why do you... You realize, like, if I'm in the middle of a fight in this game...
Well, I walked over when you weren't in a fight.
Dangerous assumption to make. You're gonna have to wait a hot sec. Okay, 2 of these guys at once is pretty fucking hard. But that one was already very low. Where'd the other one go? Where? They go back in? Okay. You can come now. They'll come. Research doc doesn't have MLA format. That's my own little rebellion right there. Do you sometimes get depressed after reaching some big goal? Sometimes, but again, it's mostly just purely chemical. What am I doing?
I just wanted to show you my sheep.
Sheep? Did the other one jump off the mat? Wow, that's anticlimactic.
I'm just happy the fight is coming out. Oh, you don't have to show him, I just want to show you.
Oh. Poofy.
Does the bulk look good?
Looks very poofy. Goat.
He's fine. He's a sheep, not a goat.
Sheep. I usually feel less depressed at night for some reason. Oh, me too, absolutely. Mornings are when I feel my worst. I missed any donuts? Let's find out together. Crack Rock Steady with the $5. Thank you. Oh, no, wait. I did that one. My apologies. Brian Ajax Winter with the 35 Czar. I saw a video where you talked about not dwelling on your faults. How do I do that? I don't know, comrade. I've never been, like, super self-hatey or whatever. There have been times when I've been really down on my faults, but it's usually when I'm otherwise feeling depressed. As for how you don't do that, I don't know. Try to distance yourself from, like, media perceptions of other people, you know what I mean? Like, try not to focus too hard on how people present themselves. Reflect on the reality of people's lived experiences. People make mistakes all the time, even very successful people. We just don't care when other people do it because it's not relevant to us. But sometimes when we're feeling bad, we'll take a look at their successes and frame those against our failures. When in reality, everyone lives a life of, well, pretty mixed, you know, performance. Your online GF with a $1. Thank you. Your online GF / Bailey Walker here. Finished my sociology final because I'm good at writing papers and talking about leftism. Critiqued the U.S. Revolution and gave critical support to globalization. Dark Sun Gwendolyn made me realize I was a trans girl, by the way. Nice. That's some representation right there. That's the most circuitous representation you ever fucking get for trans people. A boy who was given a ring as a child because he was born weak to practice moon magics that made him have boobies, but maybe now he's She, it's really ambiguous in the lore, and also snake legs. You know? You know how it'd be. Yeah, pessimist, undeniably. I'm very, very fortunate that my job allows me to work comfortably and interact with people at a distance. Though I will say this, and I'm usually very modest about all this, but this is something which I also believe quite solidly. There are also some aspects of the work that I do that are incredibly stressful that most people won't be able to understand or sympathize with because they just see the lucky aspects.
Must be cold, but in the end, for the agate.
Hey, Vinhelm. Oh, I remember, dude. My Souls level 1 playthrough, I think I may have struggled with this guy like as much as I did basically anything else. Because he'll heal himself and he'll hyper armor through the heal, which means it's really hard to just rush him down. And my DPS was incredibly low, which made it really, really difficult to do. I had to like get perfect at parrying his shit. I had to get like flawless at it. Make a TikTok? What would I put on TikTok? The character is forced into presenting female. That'd make him a trans man, not a trans woman. You know, it's really ambiguous, but yeah, good point. Oh, we both parried and kicked it. Wait, kicking a parry kills all your fucking stamina? Yeah, being a public figure is stressful, and working freelance is stressful too, you know? I see my performance and income every second of every moment that I'm working, which can be really fucking stressful. Ah, fuck. Let's not die.
Forgive me, my lady.
Whew. This dude is probably... Guys, opinion. This guy's probably, under most circumstances, the most difficult, like, NPC you fight. Why is Vaush not wearing the Hornet Ring? Why not? Hornet Ring, Hornet Ring. Boost critical. Oh, because I'm not a fucking cuck. That's why? Yeah, pessimist. Is unkindled the same as ashen? Yes, ashen 1 and unkindled 1 both mean the same thing. They're just flowery terms. It means the same thing, yeah. Henri and Horus are unkindled, but not all unkindled are brought back to help link the flame. Sometimes unkindled just rise from the ashes and go on their own quests about the world. We specifically were brought... See, here we go. Here's Arya. This little girl is going to paint the world.
I believe I feel the scent of ash upon thee. Thou art the one of whom Uncle Gale spoke. The one to show me flame.
FF Acid Trip, thank you so much for the gifted tier 1 sub, comrade. Trans rights? Trans rights indeed. I'm not participating in the YouTube walkout because I think it's genuinely useless, because my income relies on this, because the holidays are expensive, and because I think I can do more good by remaining on the platform and advocating for the reasons why my comrades have decided to do the walkout than I can by doing the walkout itself. Also, finally, I've been having a depressive episode, and doing these streams is one of the few things that's perked me up even a little bit. I look forward to them every day. Oh, non-authority, is that true? Is every unkindled one tasked with linking the flame and everyone else is just a fucking loser who runs back? That's some fucking nerve right there. For Henri and Horus to be unkindled, to be risen to help link the flame, then to just say nope and fuck off. And then to go back to Firelink Shrine to just chill there. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, that's true. It's possible that many of the Unkindled just weren't strong enough to collect the souls of others. Because you can't just... It's not just a matter of, like, your determination to be an Unkindled one and to bring back those who have failed in their duty of linking the flame. You have to be really fucking strong. They're tasked with bringing a specific lord back? Oh, that's true, that's true. Henri and Horus both had their own lord, and there's the Crestfallen Knight. I think the Crestfallen Knight wanted the Farron Keep soldiers? The Abyss Watchers? I think? I am Transkendal. I will be, Villainous Flow. Yeah, Henri and Horus are with Aldrich. Right. Yeah, okay. Do we know why Horus hollows? I think Horus just didn't have much determination to live to begin with. I mean, that's the fate of everyone, isn't it? At the end of the day? Yeah, Hawkwood. Yes, and Sigvard with Yorm. Sigvard is so old. That's a little piece of lore. Yeah, we're implied to be with the Twin Princes, but we end up doing all of them. Because, as it turns out, Lords of Cinder are incredibly fucking strong. And Unkindled ones are, by no necessary means, anywhere near strong enough to kill them. Wax Newman, the hardest boss is either Midir or Black Flame Frida. Oh, yeah. Horus hollows after you kill Henri, because they're friends. Of course, technically, after you kill Henri, she should come back, so... Hollowing is a product of how many times you've died and how well you're able to keep on to your humanity, your purpose, you know? Technically, after you kill Henri should come back. There's nothing stopping her from doing so. Horus hollows way before you kill Henri? Well, now I'm getting conflicting information. Who are the strongest characters in universe? The strongest character you fight in universe in Dark Souls 3 is almost certainly Gale. Anyone who has literally the entirety of the Dark Soul of Man pumping in their veins is probably, like, disgustingly fucking strong. Okay, we're gonna need to calm down with the fucking group tactics. I fucking hate fighting groups when one of them is a shield, because then your sword bounces right off them. Yeah, true, Kaius. There are NRB, yes. Well, no. If you're the hollow are mad. If you're hollow, you're not studying shit. But there are people who take advantage of their undeath to, God, can you... Colossal TM, the Dark Soul of Man does strengthen as it is shared, but that strength doesn't dissipate when it's brought back to itself. So the Dark Soul of Man was cultivated and grew in the hearts of billions of humans, and then all that strength was collected into the Soul of Gale. Wouldn't the Ashen be one of the strongest considering you beat Gale? Well, sure, yeah, but that's the same with every game. Canonically, in game, every player character will be the strongest because you beat all the bosses, you know? Sigvard's story is probably the saddest of all of them. In this playthrough, the only time we saw Sigvard was right before the Road of Sacrifices. When he helped us fight that fire demon. Sigvard is old friends with Yorm. The giant, the big one we killed with that wind sword. If you do his quest line, you get to fight Yorm with Sigvard. Sigvard has his own sword capable of bringing Yorm down, because Yorm gave it to him a very long time ago. Sigvard promised that if Yorm ever lost his way, that Sigvard would kill him. And he follows through on his promise. and after killing Yorm, it's implied he kills himself. It's a little bit ambiguous. Dude. I don't even remember Ludenzahlen. What the fuck is a Ludenzahlen? Well, when I did an SL1 run, I killed every enemy too. But with regards to Siegward, after you kill Yorm, you kill yourself. What's the point of suicide if you're undead? Aren't you kind of stuck alive? Well, that's one area where the gameplay versus the lore gets a little... Oh, the invisible tiger bosses? Fuck them. I don't know if I've ever actually beaten them. Horsefuck Valley was just too shitty for me. What a shitty fucking area, dude. But that's one area where the lore and the gameplay get a little bit dissonant. Because in this game, you can kill NPCs, and most of the time they won't come back. Even though they should, they're the same as you. You can maybe argue that, like, oh, they take later to come back because they're not as powerful as you or whatever. And sure, that's fine. But they're treated like they're permanently dead when that happens. The Unkindled are special cases? Yeah, I'm referring to the Unkindled. There are Unkindled who you kill who don't come back, but they should be linked to a bonfire just as you are. They should come back to Firelink Shrine. I always understood that it was them hollowing and becoming lost. That's a possibility on Authority. Maybe you can, but that's a contrivance though, you know? The idea that, like, all of these other Unkindled are just one death away from going hollow, that's a little contrived. But that is a valid explanation. I have never played Minion Masters. Goodbye! Oh god, the temptation to attempt to jump that. How is it implied if it's impossible in the narrative for him to do so? Well, after you complete Siegward's quest line, you're sitting there in Yorm's fight area, you know? You're sitting there with him. That goes down to an earlier area, no big deal. You're sitting there with him, and if you turn away and leave the area, you hear the death sound play behind you. That noise. And if you go back, Siegward is gone. And I don't think there's anything else that could have killed him there. The room is empty. So I think it's implied that his task was done now that he had fulfilled his promise to Yorn. My headcanon is that killing NPCs desyncs them from your timeline. And leads them being convoluted in Lordran. That's possible. That's true, non-authority, yeah. I guess being killed in your arduous adventures across the dying world is one thing, but being killed by this incredibly powerful Ashen One who's destined to link the flame is quite another. Get the Earthseeker Axe, we want to see you suffer. Wait, don't I already have the Earthseeker Axe? No, I have the Millwood Battle Axe. I'll get everything I remember to get. If I remember right, you fight some NPCs in Dark Souls 1 and lose, they also disappear. You mean even if you lose, they disappear? That might just be them leaving. That's true. In Dark Souls 1, you're literally nobody, and NPCs stay permadead. Like, how does he stay dead even if he killed himself? Isn't he stuck alive? He is stuck alive, yeah. He would come back hollowed, is the implication, I think. I have not seen the Resident Evil 3 reveal stuff. You're walking around a broken Firelink Shrine Bell, dude? Yeah, how did that work exactly? Why is there a Firelink Shrine Bell here? Is that something that got warped over from the main reality, or was there a church that was set up here in an attempt to create another Firelink Shrine? There's so much fucking lore in this game, dude. Holy shit. But that's one of the things. that make this game really special, you know? Can you guys think of another game that's like this? Where, like, a person who's played it, who knows the lore, can just, like, share tidbits of info, like, hey, look at that, if you can look to your left and look to your right, like, that's pretty unique to this stuff, you know? You might doing that in Spyro? Like, look to your left, look, it's a kooky castle, you know? Oh, shit. Sake Tanuki with the $5. YouTube link. This seems relevant to what you're talking about. I will get to that shortly, comrade. I think I'm about to be taken doggy style. Warhammer 40k? Well, in Warhammer 40k, I don't think there's like a Warhammer 40k game that has this level of like intense lore. Yeah, maybe WoW. Dude, the urge to pet that bear would be so overwhelming, dude. Little black bears are so fucking cute. It's crazy. If you're going to do a bow-only Dark Souls 1 playthrough, please, God, make sure it's a fucking New Game Plus and you've already gotten the bow from this area. Or one of the great bows that do real damage. Wouldn't it bite you? I don't know. Sorry, ASDF. Gotta play the game. Oh, Black Bow of Ferris also good, yeah. Ooh! Black bears are no joke. Well, yeah, they're still bears. Nice. Alright, fucking archer dude. Holy shit. Yeah, these arrows explode after they hit the ground. Sorry, Winston, you've had enough meme recognition. You've had enough meme validation. Tried to parry that and it did not work. These guys are fucking terrifying. Guys, holy shit, stop linking things. So many words. I can't. I love you too, Winston. No parasocial Reno. What's the next From Software game that's coming out that's being co-written by a GRRM? Oh, Ghostly Nova. There's a slight kerfuffle with the site right now. Your sub, there are some people here who might have subscriptions that it will display a white name for anyway. It doesn't mean that your sub died. It just means that the site's being slightly wonky today. Elden Ring? Gotcha. Oh yeah, to link the flame means that you sacrifice your body as kindling to the fire. What if I link the flame? Well, you would die. Yeah, think of yourselves as crypto subs, okay? You ever fuck with alcohol markers? Yeah, I have some Copics. Oh. You just up and jumped up to the upper platform. Okay. Never seen that happen. I have never seen that happen. We're making a run for it. Where's the big axe? This one? I definitely might, Pig Puncher. Not opposed to it. Is the Handmaid's Tale any good? What are the Ashen Ones anyway? Ashen Ones are undead who are summoned and risen from a pile of ash that is made from the corpses of those who previously linked the flames. Looks like the dude in here saying he knew Fuentes was making shit up. He mentioned Fuentes' family disowning him, but his mom is defending him on Twitter right now. Uh-oh, funny rhetorician! I don't know much about the Millwood Knights, I'm afraid. Funny rhetorician, oh no! Fuentes' mom, stinky! Someone's in trouble. Are all people who link the flame Lords of Cinder? So whose ash is it? Well, it's everyone's ash. But no, it's everyone who's ever linked the flames ash. But, keep in mind, we're talking about ash piles that contain the corpses of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. So there's sort of a strange confluence of ashes there. Well, I guess that's a new update. Yeah, I'm not actually impugning you. That sort of stuff can change, but... Yeah, Lords of Cinder are a later development. So, to clarify, guys, Lords of Cinder are themselves basically Ashen Ones. Lords of Cinder are those who have previously given their lives to the flame, being brought back to do so again. Being brought back from death. Wait, actually, wait, hold on, that's a question. Why are humanities not in this game? Because you're no longer a hollowed one. You're not at risk of hollowing. You're an Ashen one. Your situation's a little different. So wait, here's a question. Wait, I'm really curious if anyone can answer this. Yeah, I know. I'm really curious if anyone can answer this. The Bell of Awakening brings back Lords of Cinder, yes? Why are those Lords of Cinder not already around? They should come back. They should be linked to a flame, should they not? Hey, Ghostly Nova with the tier 2 sub, thank you. My month was over, I'm just a big forgetful. Ha! Comes quickly, doesn't it? You know what they say, the days are long, but the months are short. Death approaches. They die whenever they link the flame, though? Yeah, but a cycle lasts a long time. They may die when they link the flame, but they should come back sometime shortly thereafter. I'm not sure about that, Dylan Malkuth. Hey, my dude. Can you restate the question? In this game, nothing truly dies. There's no such thing as dying. You can hollow, where you go mad, but you don't really die. Because, you know, dark sign, so on and so forth. With that being said, all of the Lords of Cinder, they're either gods or humans, all of them were brought back from the Bell of Awakening to link the first flame, yes? Again, as they've done in the past, probably many times. Why don't they come back sooner than that? After linking the first flame, shouldn't they do what Gwyn did in the first game? He stood there, hollow, defending the first flame afterwards. The Lords of Cinder might not have all been undead? Well, if they're not well, they're literally undead. They came back from the Bell of Awakening. The dark sign only shows up when the flame wanes? Well, we're clearly at that point now, though. Perhaps the Bell of Awakening awakes the undead curse? No, because in the first game, the undead curse happened well before the Bell of Awakening was used. The Bell of Awakening was used to summon Framth back then. It was repurposed later to awaken those who had previously given themselves to the flame. The Lords of Cinder don't die, Vaush. It's the opposite. They are the only one who survived linking the flame, thus they are called again. Then why are they in coffins at the beginning of the game? When the bell awakens, they all burst forth from the coffins. Why are they kept in coffins if they're alive? Don't worry, Eevee Eternal. Pretty okay. Undead to the north keep living their lives. Seems like all the Dark Souls crazy shit is happening in this part of the world specifically. Yeah. All the worst stuff is probably happening here in Lothric Castle, you know, near Lordran, or where Lordran used to be. This is how lore is developed. They probably all left before you did. No, they were in coffins! They were put in coffins and risen from those coffins when the Bell of Awakening went off. Because they all began as unkindled ones? Well, but then we bring it back to the first question. If they're unkindled ones, then why don't they resurrect after using themselves to link the flame again? What's with the primordial serpents? They've been around forever. The primordial serpents are probably older than the fucking dragons. Is this a plot hole? Well, wait, I'm actually really curious. So, the Lords of Cinder are those who have previously linked the flame, correct? Correct. And they have been brought back to do it again. Their souls are very powerful. As the flame grows weaker and weaker, more and more of their souls are needed to do this, yes? That makes sense, yes? Correct? Yes? Why aren't there serpents in this game? I have no fucking clue. We're following so far, right? So, if the Lords of Cinder are brought back to kill, to link the flame once more, whether or not they're dead or alive, they are either A, strong enough to survive linking the flame, or B, without dying, or B, unkindled ones. In either case, we have a problem. If they were strong enough to link the flame without dying, why are they in coffins at the beginning of the game when the Bell of Awakening is rung? And if they're unkindled ones just like us, they're risen from the ashes as we are, just stronger, then why don't they come back after they link the flames? Why is the Bell of Awakening needed to bring them back? It's a reincarnation thing. People die and shit with the linking of the flames, surpassing the undead curse. Twin princes were supposed to link the flame this time around. Lord of Cinder, a soul's drawn. Well, the twin princes alone weren't meant to link the flame this time. It wasn't the twin princes alone. It had to be more. They needed all of them. They needed everyone. Yeah, they all needed to be sacrificed together. Far Eastern Myth with the tier 1 sub, thank you. Is piss pronunciation Maraxis? If not, can we fleas Pocus? Also get a cat to link the flame, they got 9 lives. And that's how ancient Egypt started. Spirit Science side story. I'm a little disappointed you didn't keep trying to tongue twister me for the remainder of that donation. Alex H with the $2. What are your thoughts on Linux and FOSS? I don't know what FOSS is, but for Linux, I mean, if you guys want to use it so bad, you're free to. Godspeed. Have fun. Oh, Kath is at the Sable Church? That makes sense. Free and open source software? Oh, well, I'm very much in favor of that. I can't make it work for me. Listen, I've got job requirements here, okay? I need to be able to use programs that are easily compatible. I do not have time or expertise to deal with a bunch of fiddly fucking nonsense concerns. The primordial serpents are definitely basically immortal. Maybe Bailey Walker. Yeah, this is where the rod is collecting at the base of the church. This, right here, is Lady Frida. Another Ashen one. And also, if Ashen ones need the Bell of Awakening to bring them back, why can I then freely link back to a bonfire? Do you simply need the Bell of Awakening? Wait, what if you need the Bell of Awakening to get back only after you've died from linking the flame? Is that possible? Is that the only permanent death? If you die from linking the first flame, if that's what kills you, being reduced to ash is the closest thing you get to sleep? Is that true? I know Colossal TM. Unkindled ones are the people who could not survive the linking. Yes, but what I mean is the unkindled don't hollow from their deaths to the flame. Okay, all right, listen. Okay, we've got a lot of perspectives going on right now. If that's the case, though, that would make sense as to why the Lords of Cinder are so opposed to linking the first flame again, because that's the only true death they can experience. But then again, wouldn't you want to die if you lived in a world like this? I don't know. What pleasure is there in this world? The unkindled can't hollow, they don't have dark signs. I literally have a dark sign, and there are unkindled in this game who are NPCs who will go hollow. This fucking game. Dean5 with the $5. Thank you! YouTube link. Alright, if you insist.
Last night, the United States brought the world's #1 terrorist leader to justice. Abu is dead. He was the founder and leader of ISIS.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your creative juices with me. It's fucking stupid. Session Amara with the 20 pesos. Never understood my most trans always use arch. I don't know what you mean by that. Most trans people always use arch? 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 Bailey Walker with the $1. I think it's a time issue. The Ashen Ones / Lord of Cinder are revived and eventually die over time. Because Lothric keeps refusing to link the flame, eventually all these people die and then are revived by the bell and the cycle starts new. Also, deja vu. But well then that's it. If you're an Ashen One, do you hollow or not? Okay. That's true, Pow Pow Draft. We didn't even talk about that. That's so fucking sick, dude. He's gone now. He's gone now because we already pulled together the ashes of the Lords of Cinder. But there was one Lord of Cinder who did not flee. A small man. He's the one who helps us make boss weapons. And he literally cut his own legs off because he feared he would He feared that he would not, Oh, hey, Slave Knight Gale. Because he feared that he would not have the courage to link the flame if he had any choice in the matter. He cut his legs off so he couldn't run. He had Ludlith. I have just enough time to take one shot at this boss. Oh yeah, I think it's implied that linking the first flame is ungodly painful. Like, it's not just like dying in fire. I mean, the people in this world have died many thousands of times. Dying to the first flame, I think, is like an existentially awful, soul-ripping experience. Like, it's far, far worse. It's far, far worse. Okay, yeah, Pig Puncher. Well, wait. One of the Lords of Cinder has gone hollow, though. The Abyss Watchers, I'm pretty sure, have gone hollow, have they not? But if it causes permadeath, how would you know? Maybe it doesn't even cause permadeath. Maybe sacrificing yourself to the first flame means condemning yourself to an eternity of spiritual torture. The Abyss Watchers were corrupted, not hollow? Oh, okay, so they were just corrupted by the dark. Hold on, the God Emperor. We're gonna have to get to it after this attempt. That is Ariandel, the painter who made this world.
Oh. Try and feed it to me, please. Canst thou not see the flame flickering once again? Soon will it surge. I can see it, feel it.
is he drinking a big old thing of soup. That's kind of like the, it's kind of like an item you get in the first game, the Lord Vessel. It looks like his version of the Lord Vessel. Is Ariandel Irish? I think he's Scottish.
We have no need of thy flail.
Fuck, Frida's so fucking cool.
'Tis only the flame quivering at misguided ash. Please avert thine eyes.
Yeah, he's drowning a flame with his own blood. That flame is the flame of this world that will burn out the rot. And he's quenching it with his blood. Frida, I remember this fight. Let's see if I can one-shot you. Fuck. Wait. Which way? Behind me. Okay, alright, okay. Alright, okay. Yeah, Frida's boss weapon is also fucking sick. Do it, the double swing? I wasn't ready. Which way? Behind me again. Double swing? Nope. Which way? I'm playing this so fucking poorly. Okay, fight's over. Was she his lover? No, his warden. Why is Father Ariandel attacking you again? Because he's been more or less brainwashed by Frida to keep this world in rot. And you just killed her, but, you know. Ah, shit! No, 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 no. fucking healing magic. And we got frostbitten too. Ah! Oh, I didn't even know I fucking dodged that one. There's no way we're getting to the end. Shit. Get him! Get him! Yes! Alright, we did it. We won. This bitch's combos run longer than like any other enemies in the game. Where? Behind me. So why is she Black Flame Frida now? Because she was an adherent of the Sable Church, a religious organization slash cult dedicated towards the worship of the Abyss and bringing about the Age of Dark. Intrinsic to that comes a familiarity with the magic of the Dark. No! Shit! Okay, I'm gonna need you to let me finish! Maybe the long attacks you're supposed to parry? If you want to come over here and get my controller and try parrying her timings, you're free to. Oh, I was just out of the reach. Oh, hey! Ah, shit, she landed close enough to me that it... There's a chance. Not if I... Oh, I could have... You gotta run. Oh! Yes! Not big. Casual. Oh, that's such a good fight. I wouldn't have been able to one-shot it if I didn't remember so intimately my attempts to do it when I was doing Soul Level 1. Whew. Alright, folks. we probably have just 1 or 2 more of these late night gaming streams before we're done with Dark Souls 3. There is definitely a need for more leftist economists, especially since all of the important existing ones are fucking ancient. They may not be around in 10 years. Dark Souls 2 will be next, yes, though I might play some Spyro in between. Let me make sure I didn't miss any donos. No, I know that, T-Bellum. That is known. Whew. Big poggers. Big fucking poggers, boys. Immorison with the $5. Wow, you're so close. Hope you don't die. Thank you for your very sincere concern. It worked out great. Somnio Static with $5. Thank you. It's pretty amazing you got this far without a single death. Good job. Yeah. You know, it's just a lot of practice, a lot of skill. What are you going to do, you know? And Session Amaru with the 20 pesos. Arch Linux, I'm trans and found out it's a stereotype. Yeah, there's a stereotype about like the trans girl programmer, you know? I've heard it a lot. I don't know how true it is, but from every time I interact with fucking trans people, it seems to be the case. I don't know. Huh. Interesting, Creator Phase. I actually think you should email that to me. Any chance of a Hollow Knight playthrough mixed in with the Dark Souls? Yeah, Hollow Knight's definitely also up on the docket here. I'm really, really excited for Hornet's Song. Song Hornet? What have you? I'm really, really looking forward to it. Metal Basket, we'll be talking about it in a further stream. Alright, folks. Silk Song, that's right. It's going to be lit fam. Folks, thank you very much for joining me in the stream. I'm not gonna lie, I still feel like dog shit, but you know, being able to do this stuff with you guys, it really does make me feel a lot better. Really, really does. I hope that a lot of you degenerates are doing well enough on your own. I really do. And yeah, I think you missed a dono. Did I? Well, if I did, I don't see it. Oh, Caius with the $1. You playing this has brought me back to the game, playing it in a strange way, desperately trying to stay ahead of you to invade you undisturbed. By the way, feel better, dude? Thank you, comrade. Keep racing me. Excuse me. Have a good one, folks.